And kids with allergies is no coughing matter. What you need to know. Now, here are Val Warner and Ryan Chiaverini on Season 10 of Windy City Live.
Millions of children suffer from food allergies, with reactions ranging from mild to severe and even life-threatening. A new book, Mommy, I Can't Breathe, aims to help parents understand and manage these allergies. With more on this, welcome food allergy expert and the author of Mommy, I Can't Breathe, Dr. Renee Matthews. Hi, Dr. Renee. So good to have you.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Yeah, doctor, this is something very personal to you because this is something that you experienced at a very early age. Tell us a little bit about that and how it inspired you to write this.
So I was born allergic to citrus fruits, wheat, rye, barley, eggs, chocolate, nuts, seafood. I can't even smell it cooking, in addition to not being able to eat it. So I just, nowadays, a lot of people have allergies. I was the only kid when I was in school, but now it's a whole bunch of kids. So I just wanted to write this book so that I could help parents understand your children don't have to grow up, you know, missing out on school activities and stuff like that. They can live a really normal life. You just have to manage the allergies and the asthma.
Doctor, why are we seeing so many more kids affected by this?
I really think, unfortunately, it's what's in the food. You know, we have a lot of processed foods now, and, you know, what they're doing on the farms is not the same as what they were doing before. And so I think that's the increase.
Yeah, well, we all know that fall is going to be just around the corner, and we know, too, that now that COVID is getting behind us, in-person learning is going to be a thing, and there are going to be some concerns for parents. So kind of walk us through some tips and things that parents should know or to keep in mind as they are preparing to send their kids back to school in the fall. And we'll start off basically with the first one about calling the school.
Yes, call the school. You want to know the school nurse, you want to know the principal, especially the teachers, because these are the people, if something does happen to your child, they're the ones that are going to have to take care of them.
Now, are you suggesting they do that now as CPS is ending this year, before this school year is over, because a lot of people take summer breaks?
Yes,
Okay.
I say do it now because you want to have everything in place. So the next thing you want to make sure is that your child knows what they're allergic to. Unfortunately, some people haven't told their children that they have these allergies for whatever reason. You need to let your child know, this is what you're allergic to, this is what you can't have, and you could get very sick if you have it. And this is why you need to let them know now, because you need to create a plan between the child and the school on what happens if you do have an allergic reaction. Who's gonna step in? Is it the teacher? Is the principal? Everyone needs to know. They need to be trained on how to use the epinephrine auto injectors, all of that.
Yeah. Is there,
and then also, go ahead.
Oh, is there a certain age that children become more prone to becoming allergic to foods?
Unfortunately not. I was diagnosed at 2 months old because I was given oatmeal and was having severe asthma attacks because of it. And so some doctors don't like to test very early, but thankfully my mom is a respiratory therapist. She told the doctor that this is probably what it is, and they were right. So there is no age, but if you notice your child is having a difficulty eating certain things, definitely get to an allergist right away.
You know, that prompts a question that we're going to get back to the tips in a second, but I was listening to you and I'm thinking, how do you know if your kid has an allergy? Like, are you supposed to pay, like, is there a test that you can just go in and just say, I want to test my kid for everything to make sure that they're not, because you would just hate for them to have an allergic reaction for the very first time and not be in your presence.
I agree with that, but the scratch test, I will tell you, I had it when I was 10. It was not fun. So I wouldn't suggest that.
Okay.
I just watch them. You know, when you have children, you know, they said when you start out with first foods and you don't mix things, because that way you can figure out what works and what doesn't. That's how you'll figure it out.
Yep. Okay. All right, let's get back to the tips here. Make certain that there is a plan in case of an allergic reaction and everyone is aware.
Yes, and then also, if your child helps you prepare the foods and they understand and they pick the foods, they will have a better understanding what they're allergic to and what to avoid, because it's really key that the child knows, because, you know, sometimes the teacher turns their head and somebody hands somebody something, right? And then lastly, you want to make certain that you deliver everything to the school. That's why it's important to call now. So you want to make sure that the school has all the epinephrine auto injectors, has, you know, extra wipes or something, Clorox wipes if you need to wipe down stuff. Everything that your child needs, you need to make sure is in the classroom or in their locker or whatever.
Dr. Renee, some people may be watching thinking, like, of course their parents are going to know this if their kid suffers from allergies, but obviously you wrote this book for a reason. There is a need for people to know this.
Yes, I am actually in several Facebook groups that have to do with allergies, and I've seen these questions and a million more.
Yeah,
So-
and doctor, you address food allergies and severe asthma. How are the two
Yes.
connected?
So most people who have food allergies would have the anaphylaxis reaction, which is where you stop breathing, and it usually leads to an asthma attack. So the two often concur. There are some people that do not have asthma but do have food allergies, but a lot of times they do have both.
Yeah, great information,
Really good
Dr. Renee.
information.
Thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you, guys.
All right, for more info on how to get her book, Mommy, I Can't Breathe, check out Dr. Renee's website or follow her on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We'll be right back.